now.
You can see me now? Okay.
Yeah, I can see you now. We're live on both
Okay.
Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. Hello, Kamil. How are you doing? Good to see you again.
I'm good, buddy. I'm good. Good to see you.
I see that you've grown some white beards. Is that coronavirus stay at
Yeah,
home?
I've been on lockdown, brother.
That's amazing. So tell me, what are the 5 things that you've been using your time um, purposefully to do during the lockdown? How have you been spending your time? What can we learn from how you manage your time during the lockdown?
Well, first, Dayo, let me say that, I'm a big fan of yours. I love you and I appreciate what you
Thank
do.
you.
We've
Thank
known each
you.
other for many, many years, and I've seen you grow,
Absolutely.
and may God continue to, give you the wisdom to fulfill your,
Thank
your,
you.
your purpose. Yeah. So
Thank
thank you very much for what you're doing. I think the
you.
first thing of the 5 things I've been doing is, one, watching your CovInspiration, right? That's number one,
Thank you.
right?
Thank you.
And also, I think I have to be fair to say that when the crisis started, I discovered a lot of things about myself. I'm a people person, so it was really
Mm,
hard for me to
mm,
emotionally. I was just up and down, you know.
mm,
Uh, but I realized I'm an extrovert. I get my energy from people.
mm.
But I was
From
lucky to be
people,
on
from
lockdown,
connecting.
right? From people, being around people. But what was
Yes.
interesting was, I was on lockdown with my wife, who happens to be an introvert. So she, was a flat line. She was perfect. She
Wow.
was like, so I was able to see someone else go through it, and it gave me courage of how to,
Mm,
to manage the situation. So I kind of give her credit, for, being, someone I could look to, during the crisis, right? So
I'm,
I think this, yeah, go ahead.
go ahead. Go ahead. Go
Now
ahead.
I was going to say that's number 2, right? You gave me a countdown. You said
Yeah.
5 things, right?
5. Yes.
So, but you were going to say something after I made that comment about
No,
wifey
number 3 is
supporting me.
fine, please.
Okay,
Number 3 is fine.
so number 3 is, I discovered that there's so much noise out there. Like, mental health is
Mm,
something that's real, and
mm,
being able to go out, right? Sometimes you choose not to, but this time around you couldn't go out even if you wanted to. So it
mm,
starts to play on your mind, because it's the power of being human, right? The ability to have choice, right?
yes.
So I think the third on my list there, would be, um, learning to mentally, stabilize yourself and find your own
Mm,
balance.
mm,
So on mental health issues, there was just so much information coming at me. And I'm
mm.
privileged to be, with my pad, and have, people sending me information from all over the world. Do you know what I mean? So um, it was incredible, just
Mm.
being able to deal with all this information, coming at you from all over the world, you know. So I think that was number 3 for me, would be mental health, right?
Fantastic.
Um,
Yes.
can you still see me?
I can
Am I
see you
good
on the other,
on
I can see
Instagram?
you on the YouTube platform, but not on Instagram. So I'm hoping that you come back on Instagram. I'm waiting for you to come back on Instagram. I see you back on Instagram. Yes.
Yeah, okay, I'm back. I
Excellent.
think I'm back.
Yes.
Okay. All right,
So yeah, you were
fantastic.
number 4.
All right, so number 4 is spending a lot of time with the children. Um, I'm privileged to have 2 amazing, growing children. My son is 8 going on 12. My daughter is, 7 going on 11. You know the type.
Yes.
So a lot of family time, I think, would be my number 4. And interesting point, you're in education, right? So they're back in
Yes,
school and they are on Zoom. And oh
yeah.
boy, it's another world, man. It's a full-time job. I was speaking Yoruba and say, Ati Degbensin, I don't know laptop or no. They're using their mom's laptop, they're using my laptop. So it's quite interesting. So a lot of family time. I think that would be my number 4.
Oh,
My number 5, is settling into my own strategy. So
mm,
what's my strategy for now and post COVID? How am I
mm,
reinventing myself?
mm.
I think that's something that I am currently focusing on. All right, so that would be my number. Yeah, my
5,
number 5 is to reinvent myself,
5.
and to adjust for what's to come. And let me throw the question back at you. You've been having all these calls, and I just want to know one thing.
Kamil,
One thing.
I get to ask a question.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. No problem.
Okay, but okay, go ahead. Ask me. What do you want to know?
Okay. No, I'm just curious. There was I tried to avoid watching. The only thing I watched was you. But I try to stay away from so much information. But generally, I just thought the experts only told us the world was changing, but they didn't tell us how it was changing. Do you know what I mean? So the question to you is, what is the one thing from everybody you've spoken to that you have come to accept?
I think the reality I've had a lot of conversations, and one of the reasons why CovInspiration started was because I was beginning to get depressed after the second week of just being at home, sleeping and waking up, and I didn't want to do a lot because I walk around a lot throughout the year anyway. So I felt that was going to be an holiday for me. And after 2 weeks of holiday and resting and enjoying the company of my lovely wife, who's taking good care of me and made sure that I had the best of time, I was beginning to miss work because I'm used to working. I'm used to doing something, building an idea and creating something. So I felt, what, it's time to make good use of this time. Let's invent something. And since the beginning of the conversation, one thing that has been constant is the fact that you have to be ahead. You have to be ahead in terms of information in particular. You need to know what's going to happen. You need to think for the future and begin to take decisions that are going to be useful for that future. So that's one of the things that I've learned, that, I need to be ahead in terms of information, in terms of decision making, in terms of strategizing. You need to think, you need to be flexible. So a lot of businesses that were not thinking for the future are having challenges now because they were not prepared for what was coming. So intelligence is also very key and very important. But I'm going to throw that back to you because I have a lot of things I want to speak to you about, and our time is limited. But I want to make sure that I get as much as we can from you today because you're a bundle of resource that a lot of people who are watching this need to learn from. And the video is going to be available on YouTube and on my Facebook timeline and on Instagram for 24 hours. And I believe that people can come back to these videos and learn from you. So this is going to be like a masterclass. First, for me, what I want to know is you're a connectologist. A lot of people, when I said to them, it's a connectologist act, what does that mean? So, of course, I know what you mean. I would like you to explain, what that means for them first, and what you're trying to do, what your vision is as a connectologist. So, I want us to discuss that. What is your work as a connectologist? What do you do? What do you achieve, and how do you do that? That's one. Number two things I want us to talk about is that a lot of people who are going to be watching this video, either live or later, are concerned about.
Okay, so you want me to go
currency. So let me give you. So let's take that first. What does it mean to be a connectologist? I'm with you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yeah.
Can you?
I can hear you.
Yes. So what does it mean to be a connector?
Sure. That was number one. I wrote it down. Yeah.
Okay. So do you want me to tell you my number two?
Yeah, what is number two?
Number two is, what is networking 101? Networking one, what do I need to know to be able to build good relationship, to be able to have the current relationship?
I'm losing you. I can't hear you.
Yes. Can you hear me on this one? If you can hear me on this one, just forget about the Instagram and let's focus on this one. Can you hear me now? Hello? Are you there? Hey, hello? Kamil, can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? Kamil?
Yeah.
Yes, can you hear me
This
now?
one is still on. I can hear you on this
so
one.
Let's continue on this one.
Let's continue where?
On this one, and then if the Instagram comes, we'll fine. If not, we'll just continue. People can always come back to the video on YouTube.
Okay, all right, cool. Let's focus on this one then. Go ahead.
Okay, so first, what does it mean to be a connectologist? And secondly, what is your networking 101?
Okay. All right, so, the first question is to define what connectology actually means, right? So connectology, just as the name says, is to connect, two or more people for the purpose of sharing ideas, information, and opportunities, and to ultimately create what we call a win-win outcome, right? So that's what connectology actually does mean. Right? That's the first question. Yeah.
Yeah. So how are you connecting people and ideas together, in particular through MyPad?
Right. So, connecting people begins by, I call it networking 101. But for me, the journey started from networking for me, but I evolved into connectology. So I need to separate the two for people. So if you forget everything else, remember this. You see, networking or networkers have the ability to get what they want. You're networking to get, right? So networkers are usually very good at getting what they want, but as soon as they get it, they disengage. So over time, what I've discovered is the evolution to becoming a connectologist is I stick to the plan until we get to the destination. So I connect until we get to where we're both going. So the difference between networking and connectology is that connectology, it's win-win outcomes. So you win and I win. Right? So that's the core difference.
Yeah. Okay. I'm with you. I'm listening to you.
Okay, so does that help in terms of, number one, connectology itself means, the ability to connect two or more people for the purpose of sharing ideas, information, and opportunities, right?
Absolutely.
To create a win-win outcome. That is what connectology is about, right? And I was trying to use my evolution from my days as a networker to how I became a connectologist, right? And like I said, the core difference is when you're networking to get. Wrong. You network to give, and as you give, you get. So with connectology, I'm out there giving my gift. It's like my give is always very clear. What is my give? In every situation I walk into, I'm very clear about what is my give. Right? So that's the most important thing. Is it's good to be a networker, but you're a networker to get what you want. But as a connectologist, you go out there to give what you have and create win-win outcomes. So I win and you win. It is everything. You see, all of life is about relationships. And if you're not in the business of relationships, you should not be in business, right? So all of life, we are human beings are the most socially akin, uh, uh, you know, people, living beings on the earth. We are social human beings. That's why, the lockdown has been very difficult for many people, right? The lockdown has been extremely hard for people because by nature we are social beings. So that's that's what relationships is about. So throughout life, you're going to have to build relationships, because there is no success that you can attain by yourself. You need people. I'm going to say that again. There is no relationship, no success that you can attain, maintain, and sustain by yourself. You need people, right? So you're going to have to learn to work with and through people to become successful. So those of us who are going to be successful are those who have learned to work with and through people to get where they're going. So I hope that kind of helps, in terms of, the difference between connectology and, and networking. Are you there? Looks like the connection is, okay, looks like I lost the interviewer. Yeah. Everybody going live. This thing is quite difficult though. But
Yes, we're back live now.
Okay. All right, that's fair.
Yes, so you were talking about networking 101.
Yeah, so what I was explaining is that you see networking, right? It is the
Yes.
building of relationships
Mm,
for the purpose of sharing ideas, information, and opportunities, right?
mm,
That is what networking 101 is. Networking
yes.
101 means that there is no success you can have in this life by yourself. You need people,
Mm,
right? So many people are out there, networking to get.
mm,
Wrong. You network to give, and as you give, you get.
mm.
Are you with me on that?
Yes, I'm with you totally. We're with you.
So that is what networking is. Many people are out there networking to get. Wrong. You network to give, and as you give, you
Mm,
get. So I discovered this. So I was explaining to you what my the evolution from being a networker who had the ability to get what he wanted, but as soon as I got what I wanted, I disconnected. Right.
mm,
Right. The evolution to become a connectologist is
mm.
that you stick, to to people until you both get to your destination. So you create win-win outcomes. Do you see what I'm saying? This internet thing is, what if we go? What if I just go live on? That means I'm gonna have to log in with, So this is quite interesting. I'm just thinking. I think I'll take this calls. Who's having problems? So it looks like I'm going to. How do you even go live with your own? All right. This is quite interesting. So I'm on a call and we're talking about, um, networking. So I'm just waiting for our. Incredible. Babe, you know what I just learned? I won't take this with someone living in Nigeria. My interview keeps getting cut off by NEPA. I said, I'm not going to take these sessions with someone based in Nigeria again because the guy keeps getting cut off by NEPA on this side. He's here now. You can catch him. I know. I'm just teasing that. It's incredible how. Wow. So I have to find a way to log because your phone makes me look good though.